Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Radio Entrepreneurs. My name again is Jeffrey Davis. I'm host of Radio Entrepreneurs, and we continue to stream entrepreneurship, how people are dealing with this economy, building and starting businesses. Our next guest is Connor Harbison, founder of Atlas Urban Farms. Welcome.
Thanks so much for having me. It's exciting.
Great. Tell us about Atlas Urban Farms.
Yeah, so we're a small startup really focused on bringing agriculture and food production into the built environment. And we do that with vertical farming, a lot of sensors and Internet of Things technology. And we're beginning to build sort of a database on the back end so people can go in and really say, I want my food to taste a certain way. I want it to grow at a certain rate and really customize the food that they're eating and consuming, but do it all in a natural way.
Uh, I'm just wondering about your scale right now. Where do you stand in your own organization's development?
We're very early. We're a very early startup, just a few people on the team. We just started selling recently, so still very early, but we have very big plans.
Okay, so why don't you give us some of your background and your journey to this point in time?
Yeah, this is sort of an interesting path. I studied history, thought I wanted to go to law school or work in politics, and I ended up doing a year of service with AmeriCorps and helping underserved communities start businesses, and I sort of fell in love with that. The sort of problem solving of it, the just, got to figure it out and build something from scratch. And I ended up going to business school. And during that time, it was the very beginning of the pandemic. I started thinking about food supply chains and how to make things more resilient and more sustainable. And I did what any normal person would do, and I started growing food in my apartment. And then that has developed into a much more sophisticated product today, with a lot of sensors, a lot of software in it, and it's been a fun journey. A straight line.
So just so I can give something concrete to us listening, is this more of a technology-driven business?
Yes.
And can you describe to us the technology and how sort of it works for the farm?
Sure. At its most basic, we make a box that can grow food. It's hydroponics, so there's no soil involved. We start with a nutrient-rich water solution, and it circulates and reaches the plants, and there's a light on it, so the plants can have everything they need. We've actually grown in basements and closets. We don't need natural light. And then we pair that with a lot of sensors, so the user, don't have to be checking on the plants. It's completely automated. Everything is on a timer. If you want to change it, you can go in through your phone. If you're on vacation, you can sort of set it to sort of just be on pause rather than come back and have this huge overgrown plant. And we're beginning to build some predictive models in the back end. So that's more machine learning, AI, that sort of thing, so that people can really predict what they're going to grow, predict the different ways it's going to
How are you financing this business?
go. We've been very lean so far. We're very happy with our capital efficiency, but we've also been very fortunate in getting some grants, winning some pitch competitions. So it's sort of a combo of being fortunate in getting money in a couple different places, and then being very disciplined. And now we're starting to generate
Have
revenue.
all your
So
pitch competitions
that's
been
how
at Babson, or have they been outside Babson as well?
they've been all over the country. I have one a pitch competition at Babson. I don't think I'm allowed to pitch there anymore because I won the grand
Oh,
prize. No, we've won prizes elsewhere. We did one at Tufts a couple years ago. I've pitched in. There's one I flew to San Diego for that was a little bit more sustainability focused. Yeah, there've been ones all over that I've done.
so Connor, a sense of what this business is potentially going to look like 3 to 5 years. Is that fair?
Yeah. Um, I mean, obviously, just up and to the right, hockey stick growth, exponential. Um, no, I think it's important to be realistic. I think a lot of people in the startup world just think, oh, we're gonna once we get our first sale, it's gonna go to $1 billion because that's what Facebook did, right? Or take your pick. I would be very happy in 3 to 5 years if we are consistently growing both the team and our revenues and physically growing food. We're currently in 8 states. I'd love to get out all 50 states and start shipping internationally. And um, yeah, I think those broad goals are important, rather than say we are going to have exactly this many dollars of revenue. Like there's no predicting that. So
Who's the we?
it's myself and 4 engineers.
Is it 100% your business or do you have partners?
It is my business. Yes.
Good. Uh, so I guess that's the entrepreneurial strategy moving forward, that you could try to keep tight control of the business.
I think it's a balance. I think we've certainly been approached by investors, and we are laying the groundwork. I think this fall we will raise some capital. Um, I think it's a balance of maintaining control so that I can make sure that we're executing this vision, but also bringing people on board, who might be um, folks who might have expertise that I don't have, or might complement or supplement my expertise or my skills. So it's always a balance, you know.
There's no lack of opinions in the United States or pros, for people.
No,
And for the people who do sort of just say no right up off the top of their head, what are the types of resistance that you're dealing with your type of business? And then how do you
I
deal with
love
it?
a quick no is great, to be honest. A quick no is I mean, obviously a quick yes is great, but a quick no is much better than a slow no. Um, no, I think because we're in hardware, because food is, I say hardware is hard as a saying, but food is weird. Um, it's this massive, like trillions of dollars industry. It's the most complex supply chain on earth. Every single person needs it every single day of their lives. But the food industry is so robust and it's so large and so concentrated, it's very hard to break in. And I think a lot of investors, there's so much in the news about AI, and they want to see a company that's going to be, oh, we're going to be at a billion in 3 years, which is, I think, fanciful. And that even in that world, there's no way we're going to be doing that in doing what we do. But it's something that every single person on earth needs versus, hey, I have this productivity app for mid-sized enterprises selling widgets in the Midwest. Like it's such a limited market. So I think it's figuring out the people who care about what we do, and whether that's because they really love food, or because they really love big data, or they really love sustainability, and sort of positioning things in that positioning things for them, and not talking about everything, just saying, hey, here's this one aspect of it, come on board, and then you can sort of see the whole picture. If
Well,
that
I'm
makes sense.
very interested. Clearly, if you know my background, I've done a lot of work in the food industry since I was a teenager. And
Yeah.
I'd love to have you back again and see how the business is progressing. Connor, if somebody wants to get hold of you before you return for a follow-up interview, uh, how would people find you?
You can go to our website, atlasurbanfarms.com, and there's an email sign up for our newsletter. You can check us out on Instagram, Atlas Urban Farms, and we also have a LinkedIn page. Again, search Atlas Urban Farms, you can find it. And then I'm also on LinkedIn, Connor Harbison. It'll be written, I'm sure. Um, but yeah, those are the best ways to find us.
Oh, that's great. I remind everybody we've been speaking with Connor Harbison, founder of Atlas Urban Farms. Take a look at the future, everyone. And thanks for being on the show today, Connor. And remind everybody this is Radio Entrepreneurs.